Instead, they're kind of jogging back. I don't see Southern Miss really sprinting back on that play there, and that's why Larry Eustace is so upset, especially Courtney Beasley. Beasley should have been running right to Kennard in that corner, and he doesn't. So transition defense, Carter, two things. Run back as a group, and you must communicate and find people. Being back's not enough. Got to get to people.
Only 2 made baskets for UAB. Both of them were threes, and you pointed out mistakes on both of them, the screen and then transition.
Yeah, right now, Southern Miss not starting out mentally where Larry Eustace wants them. And that's one of the problems with the road sometimes, especially these early games on the road where you've been in a hotel, you're waking up at 7 o'clock, you're having a pregame meal. Right now, they're not with it at this point.
I got my pregame meal from Full Moon Barbecue. Pretty good. Baked beans were mighty good, Steve.
Yes, they were.
I think of you as a Birmingham type of guy, so I know you're.
I love barbecue.
Good defense here from UAB in the half court. In fact, Delaney nearly got the steal. 9 to shoot, 8 to shoot. Beasley kicks it back out. Horton's going to have to jack it up. R.L. Horton.
That was great defense by Delaney. He stayed down on that shot fake, and he wasn't buying at all.
This time Southern Miss back in transition, and they set up the zone in transition. Kennard shoots it right over. He has the last 2 made baskets for UAB.
You know, one of the problems with guarding UAB is they have 4 guys they can put out on the perimeter that are comfortable handling the ball and shooting the ball. And now Kennard, to come out of the gate, he had been not shooting the ball well from 3 this year. Now he's got 2 early in the game.
A lot of similar players, don't you think, for UAB? They kind of play the same. They can defend, they can shoot the 3, and they can run at you.
Very versatile athletically. They got a lot of guys that can also guard a lot of different positions, and that helps you also.
Wise travels, a great defensive start for UAB.
Well, wait till you see this defense right here. We get good help. They force the turnover. They cutting things off, and they are really look like they're playing as a group defensively today. That's the sense of urgency they have.
Welcome back to the Magic City. Not such a magical start for Southern Miss, just a 2 for 9 shooting effort against the Blazers as we take a look at our icy hot injury report, the aforementioned Saquon Stone. And bad news for Mr. Stone and the Golden Eagles as he did not get a very good medical report this week. They fear he may be done for the season. Yeah,
they thought there was a chance that they would get him back. And again, when you're playing with the depth they're playing with and their lack of size, Saquon Stone, too, is the kind of kid that plays hard. He brings a lot of energy, which right now they could use some energy in these first 6 minutes of this game.
Toughness, too.
Yeah, and you know, the fact they don't shoot the ball well, and UAB is a good defensive team giving a lot of help, they're going to need to make some perimeter jump shots, and, you know, that's going to be hard to find for them.
Out of the timeout, Southern Miss back in its 2-3 zone. UAB scored the last 6 points. Both of them 3s from Lawrence Kennard.
And you need to attack that zone just like that. See, Crawford that time uses the dribble to freeze Beasley, so he's got to play in the lane, and he kicks it out to the corner. Using the dribble against the zone is something very, very important. In the old days, people said, no, you're not supposed to dribble against the zone. You're supposed to just pass it. Nowadays, you got to dribble into gaps, force 2 people to guard you, and then kick it.
And Kennard gets the reward. It's a 9-0 run by Lawrence Kennard. He has 9 of UAB's 11.
You know, he's having an unbelievable season, as we've said, Carter. I mean, when you have 12 double-doubles in a season, when he only has 19 in his career. So in 3 years, he only had 7. This year, he's got 12. He's having one heck of a year. Now, you watch Vaden's first basket here. Look where the defense goes. It goes under the screen. No help from Beasley. Are you kidding me? That is bad defense. That's one of those ones Larry Eustace is going to show the film to the team tomorrow, or maybe on the bus on his way out of here and kill somebody.
So you think he might point that out?
I think he would. I would like to point it out. They gave me 5 minutes. I like to talk to him.
Channing Tony buries a 3.
He's got 3.5 hours. He's going to have enough time to watch it about 4 times with them.
Now that third made basket by Kennard, they called a 2 instead of a 3. So this is an 11-0 run for UAB to take early command against Southern Miss. And this is exactly what the Blazers wanted, isn't it? That early punch against the Golden Eagles.
Well, they get off to a good start, but a lot of times when you get off to these good starts, you don't maintain your concentration. The question is they got to put the hammer down and maintain their concentration.
Great defensive start. And an offensive foul on Jeremy Wise, clearing out with the shot clock winding down.
Well, you see what Southern Miss is trying to do. They're running motion offense. They're moving the ball. But because UAB is packing it in a little bit, they're not able to get any of these drives to the basket because that's what Mike Davis has his team ready for. So they're going to have to make a couple of jumpers. And when you shoot 30% as a team, that's a problem. And Kraft is their best shooter. They need him to make some threes.
Vaden gets a rest. Aaron Johnson is into the game. Three from Channing Tony. What a hot start for UAB. 5 for 7 from behind the arc.
You know, right now, I know why Larry went to the zone early, but the zone right at this point is getting torched.
And the man defense from UAB is holding steady.
You know, it's a lot easier to play defense when you're not worried about guys shooting from the perimeter and you're just trying to play the drive. Whereas the UAB has a little more versatility. They got guys that can drive, guys that can shoot, so they have a little more balance. This Southern Miss team, Kraft's out of the game now. He's their best shooter by far. That's a problem.
Wise leans in and misses. Wise is only shooting 23% from three-point.
And that's why they'll let him take as many as he wants.
Wipe that off, a blocking foul underneath. The Blazers off to a blazing hot shooting start.
Robert Vaden, senior from UAB, second in the nation in three-pointers made. Conference USA preseason player of the year. UAB's all-time leader, points scored in a single season. Beware of Robert Vaden. College basketball on CBS College Sports. No team is safe.
You're watching the CBS College Sports Network, the new pulse of college sports.
Of UAB's 6 made shots, 5 of them are threes. How are they getting these good looks on these threes?
They're wide open, Carter. I mean, the defense really is not pressuring them at all. Watch every one of these shots. This is a wide open one by Vaden here. They go, now you still have to make them. I'm not saying that. But you look at the shots, the quality. I mean, this is like shooting practice. You got to get out there. You got to pressure these guys, especially Vaden. I mean, look at Crawford right there. I mean, Tony, those shots are too open, and that's the problem right now. Southern Miss got to start picking it up a little bit on the defensive end here.
This would earn you a big teddy bear at the county fair.
Yes.
So we'll see if Southern Miss can tighten up the D. Well, they tighten it up all right, a little too tight.
You know what? I'd rather see that. I'd rather see somebody get after somebody and, give them a little shot or something. I'm not saying do anything dirty, but they got to start getting into this thing a little bit harder. And we've all been there as coaches, waking your guys up on the road. That's important.
Channing Tony off the inbound, another easy look.
Once they put Tony and Crawford in the lineup 9 games ago, they're 8-1, and each one of those two guys has doubled his statistics in the last 9 games than they did in the first 15 games of the season.
A 19-4 start for UAB. Lawrence Kennard has 8 of those 19. Stevens. Good follow there from the freshman Rodney McCauley from Dallas, Texas. But 9 minutes in, that's just the 3rd made basket for Southern Miss.
And again, there was a follow-up shot there. Obviously, they'll take whatever they can get, but they've got to be able to get something off their half-court offense, and they just haven't been able to do that yet.
And we talked about Cyclone Stone being out. He's the tough guy, the defensive guy, but he's not a great shooter. How much better would Southern Miss be if they had 1 or 2 really good shooters?
Well, make a big difference, you know what I mean? Because then you could balance off having some slashers, and then you'd be surprised how much more open the court would be. Right now, you watch them in their offense, it looks like it looks like from here you can't go anywhere. Because if you don't have to guard 21 feet out, that court is a lot easier to take up space.
Aaron Johnson for 3. Wide right. A transition opportunity for the Golden Eagles. Wise couldn't get it to go, but he has a trip to the foul line.
Well, that helps him. It was the same thing when they played Memphis last week. When they got some semi-transition, they were much better off because no one's standing there ready to help on defense. You got a better chance to get to the basket when somebody's backpedaling, people aren't in position. So in a lot of ways, Southern Miss, maybe the tempo pick it up a little bit might help them.
Now let me ask you this. Usually if you've got a 3-on-3 transition, you would say, back it out, let's run our half-court.
Well,
do you push it more because your half-court offense is not going well?
It depends on what kind of